Hello everyone. On the evening of Friday, May 15th, 2026, Lufthansa was preparing to change over from their winter schedule to their summer one on flights 402 and 403 operating between Newark, New Jersey and Frankfurt, Germany. Over the winter, instead of flying either the Boeing 787 or Airbus A350 like they usually do, Lufthansa began flying their soon-to-be-retired Airbus A340-600s on the route beginning on March 4th. However, beginning on May 16th, the airline switched the route back to its usual equipment, the Boeing 747-8. Knowing this, JP and I decided to head out to Newark Airport and spend the evening plane spotting in order to take advantage of what will probably be the last time a Lufthansa A340 flies out of our home turf. And so without further ado, enjoy the video.
150, 40, 30, 20, 10.
Aircraft were departing off runway 4 left and landing on 4 right today, and so we found a new spot to stand for these departures right next to I-78 along Frontage Road. The first flight we see, flown by a Boeing 767-300ER, is United 956 to Geneva, Switzerland. Next up is SAS 908 to Oslo, Norway. This flight is operated with an Airbus A321LR, the long-range variant which preceded the A321XLR, which was introduced in December of 2025. Climbing out just 1 minute later at 6 p.m. on the dot is United Airlines Flight 775 to Houston, operated with a Boeing 737-900ER. Next up is an unknown flight with a Boeing 757-200. Here we see Delta Airlines Flight 2885 with an Airbus A220-300 operating the route from Newark to Minneapolis. American Airlines Flight 1878 to Dallas is next, with a pretty Airbus A321-200NX operating the flight. 2 minutes later, a massive Boeing 777-200 climbs out with a tremendous roar. British Airways Flight 184 is on its way to London and will arrive in just over 6 hours. Immediately following BA 184 is Austrian Airlines Flight 38, another 777-200. This one is on its way to Vienna. Here comes a random Gulfstream G700, destination unknown. Going back to the big ones, United Airlines Flight 16 is sporting an old livery 767-300ER, which formerly belonged to Hawaiian Airlines as it heads for London Heathrow. This aircraft, November 686 Uniform Alpha, first flew on the 23rd of January 2003. With a Boeing 757-200 doing the honors, Flight 350 to Malaga, Spain lifts off at 6:18 p.m. Now out comes United Airlines Flight 134 to Zurich, Switzerland, sporting a Boeing 767-300ER. At 6:24 p.m., yet another 737 Next Generation aircraft lifts off, this time in the form of United Airlines Flight 2402 to West Palm Beach. The equipment used on this flight is a Boeing 737-900ER. And now the main event, for what is likely the final time a Lufthansa A340-600 lifts off from EWR. This aircraft, Delta Alpha India Hotel Yankee, took its first flight on February 27, 2009. While these birds continue to fly for now, even to nearby JFK, there are only 4 left of the 600 model, and they will be retired by Lufthansa on October 25, 2026. The A340-300 will follow in 2027 and 2028. Our final departure for the evening before we go visit IKEA for arrivals is Alaska Airlines Flight 462 to Seattle with a Boeing 737 MAX 9. The first arrival we see from the IKEA in Elizabeth is an unknown Boeing 757-200. At 7:05 p.m., American Airlines Flight 2083 from Chicago, operated by a Boeing 737-800, comes in on short final and promptly touches down on runway 4 right. Now coming in is United 2247. This flight originated in Atlanta, Georgia, and is operated by one of United's Airbus A319s. The airline has scheduled many of its older Airbus aircraft to be retired when it eventually takes delivery of the still uncertified 737 MAX variants, the MAX 7 and MAX 10. Behind the Airbus on short final is a Boeing 757-200 arriving from LAX as Flight 1981. The 757 is another type that United will soon axe from its fleet, with all scheduled to be sidelined by the end of 2026 and will be replaced with the Airbus A321XLR and Boeing 737 MAX 10. Speaking of the 737 MAX, we have a MAX 8 coming in from Mexico City right now as Flight 2252. Following him is another A319, this one operating Flight 693 from Nashville. United 1395 from West Palm Beach is next in line, operated by yet another 737 MAX 8. Now we've got something special on our hands. Operated by their A320 painted in a special Puerto Rico livery is JetBlue Flight 1812 from Fort Myers. Though it doesn't look like much, this 737 MAX 9 operating United 1206 from Tampa is actually almost brand new. N57451 took its first flight on March 23, 2026. This aircraft has barely been in service for 1 month. Now comes United Airlines Flight 15 from London with another 767-300ER. An interesting visitor from Africa is our second to last for today. This is Ethiopian Airlines Flight 514 from Lome with a Boeing 787-8. And finally, to end off the night, Swiss International Airlines Flight 18, operating from Zurich to Newark with an Airbus A330-600, comes in on short final. And so with that, thanks for watching. There will be a lot of aviation content this summer as the MD-11 returns to the skies and as I go off for vacation in Europe, so stay tuned. If you liked what you saw, please consider subscribing to help the channel reach 1,000 subscribers by the end of 2026. Thanks for watching, God bless you, and have a great day.